And we are back with yet another episode of R&R. It's Jamerson, Ballard. I'm the host. And I got my man Madison right here with me, man. We're going to give y'all a doozy today, man. Happy February to everybody, man. What's today? Monday. Happy Monday. I don't know if anybody remembers why. Did anybody remember why I do the show on Mondays? Well, it's because in like places like Boston, they refer to black people as Mondays.
Everybody hates Mondays.
Right. Let me see. I can't even find the boo. Boo to that, though. So, of course, naturally, I had to start doing the shows on Mondays. They don't always occur on Monday, but for the most part, we keep a pretty tight schedule. And today we're a little bit late, but it's R&R. It's Jamerson Ballard. And the title of today's show is, what the fuck is DAFA? Now, again, it's Black History Month, right? And some people tend to get a little bit carried away around this time of year when it comes to us, man. And Tariq Nasheed is somebody I rock with pretty heavily. And he came up with the term foundational Black American, which is, it contains the word black in it, which I'm not necessarily in agreement with altogether, but for the most part, it's not a term that can be, okay, that word. Okay, so it stands for, let me see again. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson has come up with a term, and it's DAFA, D-A-F-A, which means diverse advocacy. No, that's not it. That's not it.
It's just as stupid. You know.
It has the word freedmen in it. We're going to let Dr. Umar explain himself somewhat and figure out why, because I think people have a problem with us delineating from or being able to distinguish ourselves from other groups of black people in the diaspora who may or may not come here and commandeer the term African American simply because they are African and they are now Americans, and they are able to use that to blend in with us and basically take away funding and or resources that will be allocated for us specifically. They're able to cosplay as us and use the term and still get the same benefits that we would get, or be able to blend in with us when they have some fuck shit going on in their community.
They block us with that.
And
that's what they do with that. They block. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, come on.
They block us with that. Because it's really used for them to block us.
Well, yeah, I mean, when they came up with the term, whenever they RIP to Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson passed earlier last week or late last week. And I'm really not the type to, down people when they die, right? But I didn't have a very high opinion of the brother, just to keep it 100 with y'all. But he still made an impact for us on our behalf. And I think that was during the time where they came up with the term African American, which kind of fucked us later on. It didn't contain the word black in it. And I think at the time we were going by African American, and it was like we're phasing away from Negro. But Negro is still black in Spanish, which is a lot of the racism and shit came from Spain. It's crazy how racist Spain is, if you didn't know. But anyway, Dr. Umar Johnson has come up with another term that I'm not necessarily altogether happy about. It's different, and we're going to talk about it. But there are other things that will be discussed throughout the show that has been going on, and we'll talk about all of that today on the show. But today's segment that we're going to start off with is called Is That Right? And Is That Right? We talk about some of the things that's been going on as far as current events in the region where we live specifically, which is America, unless something happens so heinous that we have to discuss it. There's some things going on out there in Mexico that we'll discuss. But that is kind of going to impact us somewhat, but we'll save that for worldview because there's another things going on around the world that will impact us in a way. But yeah. Oh, before we get into that, right? There is so much shit that has still been going on. Oh, by the way, Madison, tell the people where they can reach you at, man. Because me and this brother, we building quite a bit, and he has some things that are going on. Y'all need to get with him. He's got a show that'll be launching pretty soon entitled Industry State of Mind. That's going to be a wonderful podcast. You'll more than likely see me on there from time to time.
Unequivocally.
Yeah. But y'all make sure y'all give a warm welcome to my brother, Madison, man, because he's been pretty patient with me, taking time out of his busy schedule to make an appearance, an official appearance. He's crashed the show a couple times in the background, but now y'all get to see him live in the flesh, man. And we're happy to have you, bro. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. At least I can do show support. Good
Right,
brother,
right.
Making moves, So we got to do our role in supporting our brothers, man.
Man, I appreciate that, man, because a lot of you niggas don't support each other. Y'all don't know what that looks like. I'm doing my part. I really don't like to talk about this in public as an Oklahoman, but I really think that we have an issue with like a secret haterism, and it might not even be a secret.
It ain't no secret.
I'm just saying, like,
I've been here 2 years. It ain't no secret, man.
We not gonna harp on it too hard, but I do what I can to kind of to fight it, because I think it might have something to do with the Sooner thing altogether. It's just a hunch.
I've heard you say that before.
Right.
Break that down.
Okay, because we're Sooners, right? And we get that name as far as like the whole state got that name because it was a gigantic land grab and why a lot of people actually came to Oklahoma. And the thing was, you could get as much land as you could claim, and you just had to get there sooner than later in order to do so.
Sooner than someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so,
wow, that's where that comes from.
Yeah, that might be the reason why when we see somebody else doing something first, I say we, because I don't think like that, but you have to be called out in order for you to understand that might be what's going on. For some people,
you're just taking accountability for the culture.
I mean, yeah, because I'm really doing my best to put the city on my back and carry it. And I don't necessarily want to, I'm not no leader or nothing, but you sometimes have to do first before anybody else can see what needs to be done. And I know what needs to happen. So I do my best to highlight a lot of local artists here. You've seen some interviews on my show with some artists that are, and I got another one from R&B singer Zay. I just ran into him the other day. He got a project he's about to release. We'll have another interview with him shortly. If y'all are fans of that guy, he's got an incredible voice. Shout out to him. It's a few other ones that I'm in to get around to, but and it's Oklahoma. Let me see. Spotlight. Okay. See Spotlight. So that's one of my attempts to just make sure we keep us in the loop at first, because you see people that are rock harder with somebody from another state, whether it be California, Texas, Florida, New York, and they're in a bigger market, so they have a bigger buzz. I mean, with the exception of somebody like, I think the one artist that I did a small interview with was a Highland Star out of Tulsa, and Brad has already kind of got he's gone. You know what I'm saying? But we still got a long way to go. Young Star is another dude that's made a lot of impact in this region. And I don't even think he is a natural born Oklahoma City individual. He's just been here 10 years plus, and he's doing amazing things. He's out there with Soft Walker now. He signed to TSF. Congratulations to that, brother. There's a lot of people out here that's doing things that are wonderful. But by and large, if we don't necessarily understand how things work when it comes to getting together to get things done. Everybody's just talking about price tags and everybody wants to be paid. But in a larger market like somewhere like LA, people understand what it's like to work with somebody just for the opportunity to do it and get maybe a producer credit or like a credit to your name that says you're part of a body of work. You come together, you do filming, you do photography, you do writing, you do budget, we all come together, we do a project. We don't necessarily have money yet, but once we do the thing, you have that to claim as your claim to success, and you go forward. A lot of motherfuckers out here don't understand that concept.
Well, what you're speaking on is creating a body of work, right? Which becomes your resume. You see what I'm saying? When you do those kind of projects, right?
But that sounds a lot. To a lot of, I'm not to cut you. I'm sorry, bro, but it's just on the face of it. A lot of people don't understand the concept of like doing internships and things like that. Well, there are several that you may get paid for, but there are several that don't pay, and that will be something where you're like, okay, I would have to be available at a time for a limited time. You're not asking people to be in there all day, maybe 3-4 hours, twice or 3 times a week. And then really buckle down and get something done. But a lot of people just don't see the concept. I mean, they don't get the concept. So we got a lot of work to do. But in our community right now, we just really don't even altogether understand, like, we're just trying to figure out who we are and get ourselves together. There are some limiting things that we can't call ourselves, like a descendant of a slave, which would limit us in the court. And that's why I didn't think that the ADOS movement went very far, the American Descendants of Slaves, which is what it was, I think, FBA's predecessor. Then Brother Tariq came with Foundational Black American. That was a term that cannot be stolen, basically. I'm trying to think of a larger, more prominent word to use other than stolen. Like, it can't be commandeered. It can't be it's another word I'm looking for. But at any rate, it just can't be stolen.
Hijacked. It can't be hijacked. Yeah,
it can't be used, and people try to piece off of it or steal it. You know what I mean? It doesn't pertain to you. If you're not we are foundational. We were reason why this whole, country was able to make money. We were actually looked upon as currency at one point. You know what I mean? The what is it? The Wall Street, corn, cotton, sugar. This country produced a lot of things that weren't produced in a lot of other places in the world. Tobacco and this. Because of us doing it for free, this country was made very wealthy. And, we don't get credit for it, but we understand our value. We understand what we bring to this country. This country would be shit without us. I mean, we just so far. Even then, I heard somebody say that our, being like defecting from this country, like our rebelliousness is woven within the very fabric of this country. And everything that has to do with anything cool in this country, in this culture, has stemmed from and brought to you by us, whether it be entertainment. I didn't know. I just found out ranch dressing was developed by a Black person, which is one of my favorite condiments, which goes on buffalo wings, which is also something that was created by a Black person. There are a number of things that has changed not only the landscape of this country, but we've impacted the entire world with just something as small as, it's not even small. Like hip hop, it's not a country in this world that doesn't have their version of hip hop now. Whether it's Tokyo or Japan, all the way to Iceland, Greenland, Australia, motherfuckers breakdancing in the Olympics. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like we are the culture. and that's not even a joke, but there's an identity crisis, and this man is trying to name us something else, and I don't rock with it. So we're going to listen to him explain to us why it is he came up with the term. I think that the nigga has been, compromised. I think the nigga has been purchased. Maybe somebody floated him enough money to finish the fucking school that he's been talking about for 7 years, and now he felt the need to, let me come up with another term. Because him and Tariq has been funking for the last few. And shout out to Tariq, bro. He's got another documentary. Have you heard of the Hidden Colors documentary? Of course.
I met Tariq, man. And that had to be like 2002 in LA.
Mm-hmm. Hidden Colors 6 is coming. So maybe he decided he wanted to do this to get in front of that. It's a lot of shit. We talked about haters and shit, but haters are a necessary evil. And I think I seen somebody Scam Likely. I don't know if you know who Scam Likely is. Scam Likely,
should we bring him?
Has announced that he has a real op, and I was like, congratulations.
Should we bring him? I gotta ask
Who?
you. Scam Likely.
Yeah, bring Scam Likely through this motherfucker, bro.
We can bring him.
I would love to have, bro.
Would y'all support if we start bringing celebrities and influencers and shows and all this? Hey man, y'all gotta support, man. Back to the original, the first thing you open with. You know what I mean?
Right.
The city we here now, man. We're a championship city, man. Y'all gonna have to get with it, man. I just don't know what else.
I mean, look, man, y'all can wait until somebody else from another market comes in and start doing stuff and get behind them, which is what a lot of people are likely to do. Or you can fuck with the movement and get down. You got the Cash App. I haven't received and it's not like I'm doing this for any proceeds. That's not the reason for the show. But I do a great deal to bring y'all fresh content ahead of everybody else in the area where nobody else is really looking. You know what I mean? And it's really to help you, to give you some entertainment, some game, and if you appreciate that, hey man, show your love monetarily, man. The Cash App is there on the ticker. $SuperStee, SuperStee with 2 E's, with no V, because I'm not averse to this game. And my man, you got a Cash App, bro?
Not yet. I'm setting up all that, man. I'm setting up crowdfunding right now. Like, we really finna put
Hello.
on for the city, man.
Hello.
We really finna give y'all the opportunity, man, to rise to the occasion. I mean, we're the city of champions, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, launch that first on the show. We're the city of champions, man. Be watching for all things city of champions. When you hear that, it's Madison Hill. You know what I'm saying? Homegrown, but been around the world and back again. Yeah.
That's it. So support, like my man Zoe was saying. But we're gonna get to some videos, man. So now we're gonna I'm gonna share my screen real quick. We're gonna look at Dr. Umar explain to this brother on his podcast what DAFA means and why.
That shit is development. I mean, he's just intellectually jacking off, and whoever fucking swallows that shit, that's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? It's not the truth. You know what I mean? To come up with something in 2026 that identifies a people of antiquity, well, there it is.
Yeah, because the brother is very sharp.
Yeah, but it's vanity. You see what I'm saying? It's vanity. The thing would be is, okay, who were we before, this captivity? That's the whole question. You see what I'm saying? Who were we before captivity? Because that's what we got to return to. We don't got to come up with some new shit right now that we out of our fucking minds right now. You see what I'm saying?
What is new about it is the adversarial.
Hold on, bro.
You know what I mean? It's just entertainment, man. That's all that shit is, man. God bless you if you follow this.
stance that they are taking towards
Well, shit.
You know, the thing is to connect with the past, right? Like that's what we were cut off from. If you research history, you know what I mean, it tells you, you know, we were robbed of our language, our culture, our heritage, you know, knowledge of self, knowledge of God. You feel me? That's what we're trying to reclaim. We're not trying to move past that and say, okay, well, here we are now. We're going to create something new right now and move forward with this. That's not who you are. That's not the truth. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, we've gotten away from the truth. We got to go back to the truth, and then things can get better. But just making shit up, man, come on, man. My uncle discussed this shit in the 80s, bro, and now we can play that after this. You know what I mean? Like, you know, y'all want to know what the truth is? I'm going to give y'all the truth, man. I'm going to share the truth.
African immigrants who come here from the diaspora, and the energy that they give them, the negative energy that they give them, which
let's take it back a little
diaspora.
Bit.
Okay, that
of that American African identity, I have no issue with it.
The first thing we got to discuss is the diaspora. Okay,
and I say that respectfully.
Who was the diaspora? But well, these are just questions that, you know, one has to ask. Well, you know, nobody ever breaks down these words. You know what I mean? People just say, oh, that sounds cool. Let's roll with it. But if you don't know the definition of the word, something called etymology, you got to do etymology. You know what I mean? To be taken seriously intellectually. You know what I mean? To be intellectually honest is to be taken serious, because then it can't be refuted. You know what I'm saying? But anything else, just, man, come on, man, you made that shit up.
Yeah, you got to listen to a nigga that used the word refuted in a sentence correctly. Let me just say that first for you niggas that don't even understand how heavy that is.
Okay. ADOSFBA. Respectfully, I'm going to go with both groups because they represent basically the same thing, but there are differences.
They damn sure.
So ADOS,
which is a descendant of slavery.
No, they're first. FBA comes later. Okay, but they both exist. FBA is more popular, right?
Okay.
ADOSFBA. I don't have a problem with the American African people seeing the need to make it clear to other branches of the global African family that when you come here, you need to be clear that we built the house and rolled out the carpet for you. Be respectful in my home the same way you would want for me to be respectful in your home. So the concept of that American African identity, I have no issue with it. It needs to be done. It needs to be said. This is not new. What is new about it is the adversarial stance that they are taking towards African immigrants who come here from the diaspora, and the energy that they give them, the negative energy that they give them, which supersedes the negative energy you give to the white man who enslaved you then and oppresses you now. There's nothing a continental African immigrant can do to me that can supersede what the white man has done to me. There's nothing. I
have a little bit of an issue with that interpretation of that energy.
I got an issue with all of it.
But I mean, you know, I'm gonna do my best to let them finish and try to address it. But I don't think that we, as a collective, we don't dislike Africans from the diaspora. We just
Africans from the diaspora. What does that even mean?
It means Africans from, or even other people from the Caribbean islands, other black people from different areas of the world. We don't naturally have this dislike for you. What's happening is we're getting the fact that you guys really don't want to identify as black until
nobody should, but
until some bullshit goes on in your culture. But as soon as you do anything cool that's noteworthy, you are, you know, from Belize, you're from, the Dominican Republic, you're from Jamaica, you're from the Bermuda, you're from all these other, Senegal, you're Senegalese. I'm Senegalese, which is fine, but do that when you got a rapist or thieves and other things also. Don't just decide that you black when you can't, when you're trying to hide your degenerates. You understand? And we take offense to that, bro. So, you might be an African booty scratcher to a motherfucker that feel like you talking shit. Because, but y'all come here and you've been vetted or poisoned to be against us, and we don't necessarily rock with that at all. We've done a great deal to make sure you guys can have a place here and can come here, but I think they think that we don't like them. But in reality, it's just we have to learn how to protect ourselves. We've been too free-hearted, and we have not gate-kept our culture properly, and we have a lot of infidels and people that wish to do us, harm by stealing our, provisions. But anyway, let me let him finish because I'm really trying to get to what the meaning of it is. And I don't know how long-winded he's going to be. So let's see.
Instead of trying to Central South American African immigrant can do to me that can exceed what the white man has done to me. So why is it I can have so much vitriol, hatred, disrespect, animosity towards someone who looks like me just because they came from another place, when the white man who's responsible for my hell here, I'm never giving him half that energy. And then on top of that, it's contradictory in this way. You still identify with the white man. You are a black American? Since when? So you'll call yourself an American, but you'll never call yourself an African. Think about that now. After all I've been through in this country, I'm still going to wave their flag. After all I've been through in this country, I'm still going to use their colors. After everything I've been through in this country, I'm still going to identify with the plantation and call myself an American. So
listen, bro, motherfuckers don't understand that we think that because we all black, that when somebody else comes to this country that's black, that they will rock with us because they have the same skin tone as us. We have to remember that these people are in a country where everybody is black. Everybody. So there's a lot of tribalism. The Igbos don't fuck with I forgot the name of the other group. The Uruguay. And they literally don't fuck with each other. And they all look exactly alike. So it's like, I'm pretty sure they don't look exactly alike.
The Igbo is us, though, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, so now you do.
But they just don't rock with each other because of their skin tone. And we make the mistake of thinking that they will. And so it's just like, but man, bro, go ahead.
Just put a pin in that. We'll finish making your point, but just put a pin on the Igbo.
So me personally, we are American. I agree with Tanar.
What is America?
We were born on this soil. We bled, and we are a different ethnic group now that we've been here. When you hear people from Haiti, they don't say they Haitian African or African Haitian. We're the only group in the whole world that even does that goofy shit. We are no longer.
They're doing it by calling themselves nation.
I'm just saying, like, we are another group of people now. We've been over here for well over 120 years. That's like I was saying.
Quick question. If kittens are born in an oven, does that make them biscuits?
Right. Okay, I hear what you're saying. No,
And then
but
if those kittens grow up and have their kittens in an oven, in that same oven, does that make those kittens biscuits? When do kittens become biscuits?
would they be
How many generations?
oven kittens, oven cats? Would that be a better, because they are born in the oven? They live in the oven.
The only way they become that is if they choose to identify themselves as that by following some moron who says, let's become oven kittens.
Well, I'm just saying, so we aren't American because we were born here. What are we? What's your viewpoint on this, and how do you feel? Because obviously you have an opinion, and I value your opinion here. We want to know what Madison thinks.
Well, what Madison is going to share with you is decades of research. I'm not going to tell you.
Let's make it shorter. What?
Well, no, I'm just saying I've done the work.
Okay.
To quantify what I say, what I stand on. You can't disprove. You can not agree with, you cannot accept, and you can argue based on emotion, right? And
what is the opinion?
Choose. But I speak in fact of matter. Like, I'm very law based. I study law, study constitutional law, which is the highest level jurisdiction of law. Well, second, you got universal law. Then you got international law, right?
Madison.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
I tell you all that to say that, what I speak on is from research.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just listen to somebody and say, yeah, that sounds cool. I'm gonna roll with that. You know what I mean? What somebody say, it have to be factual, based on geography, based on history, based on spirituality, based on everything that concludes a fact. It's got to have ground. It's got to have standing. It's got to have ground. So,
what do you think?
What do I know?
Yes.
What
is it?
What's the question again? Well, I mean, you see, nobody wants.
No. I mean, you just disputed the fact that we aren't American, I guess, because we are born here.
What is American?
Okay, what is an American to you?
What is American? What does that even mean? Where does that name even come from?
So you just a question asking nigga. You just pose a hell of questions and no answers. I mean, this is
everything's a joke with this guy.
I mean, I'm just saying,
right, so, okay. In etymology, America, the root word of America, comes from the Hebrew margo, right? Mm-hmm. Which means bitter, right? So, has America been bitter for us? A bitter existence? Absolutely. But that takes it in a spiritual direction. Mm-hmm. Who gave the name America is named after a Spaniard.
Americo Vespucci. Why would that be his name that he gave, and it's his first name?
They named it in honor of him because him and Columbus were lovers, and so when he died, Columbus named this land in honor of his lover. Right now, you want to speak on Africa? Okay, where does that name come from? See, when people talk about these things, they're not going far enough back in history to get the true names and identities of these places. Uh-huh. You see what I'm saying? They just going with modern information, which is all, de facto.
Look, we know you smart nigga. If you wasn't, you wouldn't be here.
I'm giving you the answer.
Nah, what's the answer?
I'm giving you
do you think that we're not African or American because you don't like the etymology of the word? I just want to know.
It's not factual. It's not intellectually honest.
What? So you don't think that we're American or African?
I mean, I can't give you an answer without first breaking that down. See, that's what people do. They don't break down what they talking about. They just say some shit.
Well, just give me the answer first, and then tell me why you feel that way. It's easier.
Oh, that's what you want it? All right,
I would like to,
right. We'll start
this show. Long explanation having that nigga. No, go ahead. I appreciate that though.
It's not easy.
What's up? So
American is your citizenship.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not your nationality. There's a difference between nationality and citizenship. Most people don't know. Nationality is your family line, your bloodline, right? Which goes all the way back into ancient times.
Right.
So to say that we're American, it's not factually correct.
Okay.
To say
so I'm
that
gonna
we're
let him tell me what he think, and I'm gonna talk about what he talking about, because you still ain't really. I mean, you answered the question in a very roundabout way. Is it definitive?
I'm giving it to people so they can go do their own research.
Okay, people do your research, but now, do you agree with foundational Black American, and you don't agree with ADOS, and you don't agree with FADA, which we still have to find out what that means?
You want a simple answer? We're the Hebrews. That's if you want to find our history, you want to find our bloodline lineage.
Okay.
You want to find who we are. If you want to track us all the way back, you have to research who the Hebrews are. Okay, that's who we are. You can take that back to Egypt. You can take that. So we
American Hebrews then?
Just the Hebrews. We're just Hebrews, bro.
Hebrews.
It doesn't matter where in the world.
Okay.
This is our captivity. That's the first thing you got.
So that's okay. All right. Well, then we got the answer. I appreciate that answer. That's a real. That was
simple answers and then shut the fuck up. I know how to answer you now. Right on. Proceed with the show, brother.
I don't agree with either. We're Hebrews.
I will give.
Oh shit!
I give you.
And Columbus. You see all that information you got though? Give it up for this nigga again, bro. I didn't know that Columbus was gay as fuck.
Most Spaniards are, man.
Damn, they freaky like that. I know that about French motherfuckers, but I didn't know that about.
That's all of them, man.
Europeans. Okay. Now this nigga about to take another 15 minutes to explain what the hell.
Jay-Z's cousin.
I don't have an issue with the concept. I take issue with the strategies. And
what about if someone is saying that, all right, we look at anyone that is putting in our place and getting access to resources that belong to us because they built their core wealth off coerced labor from our people, but you can come in as an African, as a quote unquote immigrant and get certain access to things that maybe the foundational Black Americans, what they call themselves, believe that, that's our stuff. And so I don't look at the African any different than I look at any other, ethnic group that comes over and tries to take that place.
If that's the case, where is your campaign against the Latinos? Because I don't see it. Where's your campaign against the Caucasian immigrants? I don't see it. Where's your campaign against the South Asian and North Asian immigrants? I don't see
it. But see, what I think fragmented everything is the reparation talk. And so I think the reparation talk, a lot of the foundational, and I'm, I could be speaking out of school, but my limited understanding of it is, I think that they believe that the reparations belong to descendants of slaves.
Well, I'm going to say this as a Pan-Africanist, because we invented the reparations fight. It don't come from FBA. It don't come from ADOS. This was around before they were born. You feel me? Pan-Africanists gave birth to it. Reparations for me is not about different groups and sects of the race fighting for their crumb off the big pie. This should be one fight, one reparation. Do you feel me, Loon? We can split it up how we want to split it up after we get it. But by you fighting divided for the same restitution, you playing right into the hands of your enemy.
See, that's where Dr. Umar to me sound like a goofy, because I know he's trying to pull this thing where he's like wanting to unite us all underneath one frame. But we didn't all share the same strife, and I don't think that it's right that they get the same amount of whatever we gonna get, and then we can split it up. No, they don't get shit. If they want some money, they have to go to the Europeans or the British British or Jamaica to get their bread, bro. It's just unless we all united ours and go against what the UK or Spain or Portugal and get the money, then we split it all. That sounds good, but I'm in America. My trauma was given to me by America. America does owe me. Let me just get that. And really what it is, if the diaspora got behind what we doing here and we got our check like we should, and they supported that, they can use what we do as a template to get their bread from their perspective captors.
Hold on. So who is the diaspora now?
I think that
because you
should I just stop using that term?
No. I mean,
because you feel like it makes me feel like you don't.
I don't feel like it. You use
what is it that I'm doing that's so wrong? Because I'm talking about people from other regions that are also melanated. That is what I mean when I say the diaspora. The people who are of African descent, but they are residents of different areas of the world. They are not happy with the fact that we are making headway with this thing. And I think they see that we are about to get it and they're getting on board with us not having it because they don't like to see one motherfucker get it if they can't get it. When in reality, if they got behind us getting it, stayed in pocket and said, yes, America should pay them their money. They owe them for 400 years of free labor. That is only right for them to pay. And I support the FBA and them getting their money. I want no parts of their money because their money is there. Just be so honorable and so distinguished and so proper. And we're just these lower level baby daddy, baby mama. Why not step aside? Let us get what we, because you're here to take what we've already created. And we still got a long way to go. And he's saying that we need to be facing the white man with all the animosity that we have. We're in close proximity with each other, and these motherfuckers are turning their noses up at us. Yes, they get called names somewhat. No, we're not trying to be violent towards them. They get their feelings hurt because they don't want to be called African booty scratchers. And now they call us Akatas and all these other names for us. We don't really have a derogatory term for all Africans. We might say, get your African ass on, or get your dirty ass on, or get your, kids say African booty scratcher. As adults, we don't have time to try to figure out what do we want to call. Now, tethers came about because these motherfuckers are coming in and they're tethering onto us by acting like they are us. And they're here to steal from us. So yeah, that could be considered a derogatory term, but you know what? You guys earned that term. You made us come up with something to distinguish and kind of shame you guys into being that kind of person. Because that's ridiculous that you would come over here and think that you could cheat the game by acting like you're one of us. You constantly, I hear it all the time. They're on the show acting like they from America. They're ashamed of their homeland. They don't want to tell people where you're from. When you ask where you from, I'm from Jersey. Like, bro, where the fuck you from? I can tell by your accent. No, I am not from Africa. I'm from Jersey, nigga. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. But anyway, I think that Dr. Umar, he's getting on my nerves. I'm trying to chat GPT with the term because I'm actually tired of listening to him talk about this. What does Dr. Umar say DAFA means? Is what I'll ask chat GPT. I don't know. You know what's even irritating to me is that the more I ask Siri to do shit, she be talking like, I can have chat GPT ask it. Motherfucker, I asked you, Siri, what the fuck is going on? Anyway. No. What? ChatGPT got this shit completely wrong. Dysfunctional ass family alliance. Listen, bro, we're gonna try to figure this shit out before it's over with. Because I had it, but everybody is talking about this right now, and nobody is saying exactly what it stands for. I can't even get ChatGPT to tell me what it means. It's irritating. So let's see if we can get the answer out this dude faster.
There was one slavery.
Why?
Because he just made the shit up. It's brand new in history. It just popped into existence.
Right, but
it's not real.
I mean, but
it's only real because he got
took some of us to the Caribbean. There was one slavery. Took some of us to the Americas. There was one slavery. Took some of us to Central and South America, right? But there was one African slavery. So the Africans of the world, from the continent to the British, Canada had slavery, Australia.
I'm sorry.
He's right on that.
Quicker.
Yeah.
You would get more because guess what? It's a united front. But because we hate each other more than we hate racism, because we hate each other more than we hate racism, I don't want to unite with no black Africans. I don't want to unite with no Caribbeans. And you got Africans saying the same thing. I don't want to unite with no descendants of no slaves, right?
They don't want to unite with us. I don't want to be called no descendant of no slave. Like, I'm not saying that that's not what happened, but that's not what I want to be identified as. And
there's no shame in that.
But they don't want to link up with us. That's the problem.
There's no shame in us being descendants of
slaves. No. It's no shame in it. But if you go to a courtroom and you say, I'm an African, the fact that they say the slave has no rights. So just like how you said, we only identify you as what you are, will identify yourself as. And you go into a fucking courtroom and you say, I'm an American descendant of a slave. You just killed your whole argument before you even started, just by identifying with slavery in that way. Because you called yourself a descendant of a slave, you just said you don't deserve any rights, just like a slave wouldn't have. And we will be dependent, will be dependent on the mercy of the court or the judge being lenient enough to be like, you know what, you deserve, and that ain't how shit work. You have to identify. We would probably get further if we identified as Aboriginal, but the word Aboriginal is nowhere in the DAFA situation. It is, I can't think what the D stands for. I know the F stands for freedmen in America. Descendant of some. A freedman in America. That's what, and I promise you, I can't wait till when he says it, so I can get off of this, because I hear what he's saying and I understand that he does have a point, but the fact that we haven't been able to get anywhere, and this hasn't been an issue up until now, when they could no longer identify themselves as African American. We're having all this. Why are you guys delineating? Why are you this divisive, nigga? Like, it's divisive. It's making you where you can't just come in and snatch what we built or have. And there's no way for you to steal it. So you have to come through the front door now. You can't come through the side or through the back or through the window. And, you know, I know that it is weird to see that this dude carries something to a lot of people. Like, but I've always said it's really, really hard for you to be a leader when you don't even have a wife. So who's to say what your motives are? Are you trying to get African buns, bro? Is that why you're trying to be so kumbaya? I'm not saying that we shouldn't come to a point where we actually do work with the people in the diaspora. But until, they understand that, look, as much as we want to work with y'all, fuck y'all. We ain't got to work with y'all. Y'all want to be difficult. You want to be on some tether shit. We'll find a way, and we have to get what we need done without y'all, even without the entire FBA community. Because Lord knows how many don't get it and ain't even understanding what the fuck I'm talking about, what's going on out here. There's a lot of y'all that's just, y'all don't know what the fuck is going on out here. We only need about 1 out of every 100 to even get on board for this to work. And I think that Dr. Umar, and I use the term doctor very loosely, he's so annoying with the fact that he's just trying to fix a bunch of shit that ain't necessarily been the problem. I mean, it's been a problem, but we don't have to address all that and still get what we need to get done did, bro. If they want to fuck with us, they will, and if they don't, they won't. For us to be able to, have to rename ourselves again in order to accommodate individuals who may not understand our plight, it's ridiculous to me. But I'm gonna give it a few more minutes to try to figure out what this word or this term actually means. And I hope that I haven't bored poor Madison here. He looks like he's sleepy.
I want to fight my own thing. So ECOWAS got their own fight. Black British got their own fight. Canada got their own fight. Black America got their own fight. And it's sectionalized, sectarian.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody communicating with each other. So the white man going to play his old game of what? Divide and conquer, separate and rule.
That's why I wanted to have a conversation about the FBA and the Pan-Africanism, because that's what's going on. Although I hear when you speak, although you're Pan-Africanist, I hear some of the stuff I hear from foundational Black Americans.
Well, remember, there's nothing wrong with advocating the rights of your unique group. A Pan-Africanist in South Africa can speak up for South Africans and still recognize the greater vision and greater goal of a united race. You see that? So as Pan-Africanists, we don't just focus on the whole. That's the goal, but we also got to take care of our people where we are. But so I don't have an issue with the American African people having a Black agenda for themselves that they need to carry out. It's only when you start criminalizing and antagonizing other Africans as if they're responsible for the condition you in. Loon, there's only 3 million African immigrants in this country. They are not the group most responsible for siphoning off from your set-asides. You know who that would be? White women, homosexuals, and Latinos, who they rarely ever talk about.
And
and let me also say this, Loon. Let us be honest. What do we know about the psychology of oppression? The victim often imitates the victimizer. The oppressed often imitates the oppressor. What do I mean by that, Loon? I don't want to be the most oppressed person. I got to find somebody and put them beneath me so I can look down on them and mistreat them. And it's back and forth between Black Africa and Black America. A lot of this is victim consciousness. I don't want to be the lowest, so I'm going to victimize and step on.
Yeah, that's not cool. But okay, so the term stands for descendants of African freedmen in America, which is basically him taking both terms, descendants of and FBA, and marrying them in a way where it's descendants of African freedmen in America. So he still gets to kiss the ass of Africans and make them understand, oh, we still identify as African. We don't identify as Americans. We are in America, though. And it's like, bro, I hear you, but you just wasted a whole bunch of creativity trying to make everybody happy when it's not necessarily necessary.
Vanity. Creativity, as you just spoke of, is intellectual masturbation.
I think that's
intellectual masturbation. Man. He's vain. That's vanity in his own intelligence, in his own doctorate. I'm gonna create for us. I'm gonna recreate You see what I'm saying? That's where that shit is coming from. You know, our blessing, man, is discernment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual. You gotta have spiritual discernment.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be able to see the spirit on things. You know, I ain't talking about no oogie boogie, and you just got to see where shit's coming from. You know what I mean? He's egotistical. He's narcissistic. He's all into himself. You know what I mean? Again, we're already a people. Did he create the people? So that, no. How can you give a people already created a title? You're relishing in your own greatness. You want to be, you see what I'm saying? I want to be the one to, you see what I'm saying? So,
well, that's the thing. And I fully agree with that. It was necessary, because it has been done. We need to get away from black. We needed to get away from African American. We still kept black, but we added the foundational. And Brad saying like identifying with American sounds redundant. Like it's ridiculous that we consider ourselves American because we've been enslaved here. But the point of the matter is, we live in this region. We have been, ethnogenesis is what the word Tariq would use. We had an ethnogenesis, so we've all been here for over 100 years. We just talked about a dude, young star, being from, I think he's from Cali originally. He came here and been here for 10 years. Now he's an Oklahoman now. And he would consider himself an Oklahoman. How many years do we have to be in America before we cannot have to be considered African anymore? Like I said, it's simple for me. I love all my African brothers, sisters, Jamaican, all the brothers and sisters from other areas who are in pocket and who fuck with us like that. And I don't have any animosity to those who don't, but I just think that before we can help anybody else, we have to get our own shit together. That does not mean that I want to be separate from the power of blackness or being a melanated individual. Like, we can get that together also, but until we get our own shit together, it's really like we are, not altogether strong. We have a fight ahead of us, and we don't necessarily need no help, but we just don't need nobody getting in the way. And that's what the foundational Black American moniker has helped do. But as much as I appreciate Dr. Umar trying to unite us all together under one moniker, I think it's kind of, like you said, it's vain. It's a little counterproductive. Although it's creative, I like the freedman aspect of it. It's just still, it's missing something. And it's long. FBA is long enough, but you add another letter and you just trying so hard to be liked and accepted. Just chill, bro. Do the school thing. Finish that. Do that, and leave the rest of it to the rest of us, because you late and you're a lying ass goofy that I don't really want to talk shit about this month or any month really, but just sit down, okay, doctor? Sit the fuck down. You got us calling you doctor. You don't got no motherfucking doctorate degree. You got the school. You ain't built the motherfucker yet. You still, you damn near a scammer in my mind, bro. But you're trying to help everybody. Go do something with your hair. Get your shit together all the way, and then come back and holler at us. Okay? Now, that's all I got for that. But we got so much other show. So much other shit left to address in the show, bro. So we'll try to make it quick because it's a lot. But that's all I got for Is That Right? Next segment is Celebrity Spotlight. Now, it's the Celebrity Spotlight. Oh my God, bro. I mean, we definitely want to be united, but it's a lot of division being capitalized on. in the news and in the celebrity world, which it's a lot of shit that still hasn't been addressed with this whole Epstein thing that I haven't talked about much, but dude has basically, I think they said he created Bitcoin. That is an email between him and whatever her name is, his wife, that said, I think the Yamaguchi name or whatever the name was is working perfectly. I got screenshots, but I really don't feel like going through all that right now. But it's just really hard. They're saying that if everybody knew that Epstein was behind Bitcoin, it would crash and go to zero right now. But aside from that, I mean, we've got so much shit going on. They said that Trump gonna have to get the tariff money back. They ruled in the Supreme Court that that wasn't cool, and he's trying to figure out a workaround for that. This kind of belonged to Is That Right, but we kind of, and then okay, I had one thing that because this is Black History Month, there was a dude that made money on hair that I'm gonna highlight, and this is the dude that a lot of you niggas in the 80s have to give y'all, love to, because he got y'all to where y'all, there's a lot of y'all niggas here now that have been born because your mama liked how a motherfucking Jerry curl looked on your daddy's head. I don't know if you niggas know anything about Coming to America, but nigga, it was just, everybody had one. I know my grandma had a Jerry curl. Nigga, did you have a curl? Brad had a curl. Some of you niggas had S curls, but niggas, then nobody had that motherfucking Jerry, nigga. That Jerry, nigga, you had to spray that motherfucker. You had that spray with it, boy. That
Soul Glow.
That juice, nigga, with the bag. It's a lot of niggas that made a lot of money just on the products around Jerry curl, bro. But Jerry himself made about, I don't know, several $1 million. We're going to look at this real quick. It ain't going to take that long. But I want to give him some, and it was just kind of funny to me, but it's real because one of the first Black millionaires I learned about in school was Madam C.J. Walker, and people can talk shit like that wasn't nothing, but that's a big ass deal. So we gonna let bro get his right quick. It's other more important Black people that probably should be highlighted, but we gonna get him his right quick, just on the strength that it was available, and I didn't even know about this. So where'd it go? Just let your soul blow, baby. And this oh so silky smooth. My gun getting dry as hell.
A poor Black man from a small town in Alabama who once picked cotton, no college education, built a $10 million hair empire. But how? This is his story, and yet most people have never even heard of him before. You see, when most people remember the Jerry curl, they think of Just Let Your Soul Glow from the movie Coming to America.
We do. We really do.
Even Michael Jackson wore the curl in the 80s. This hairstyle was everywhere, from aunties to pop stars. Leaving pillows wet but hair soft and curly, it was truly a game changer to make Black hair softer and easier to manage. You could hear echoes of Stevie Wonder singing Looking Back on When I Was a Little Nappy-Headed Boy from his hit song I Wish playing on the radio. The story starts with an 18-year-old sharecropper leaving Alabama on a long bus ride west. He carried one extra shirt, one small bag, cold fried chicken, and a pound cake packed for the road. That was his send-off to barber school in San Diego. There were no investors, no student loan for him, no safety net. Just his father's hard-earned money. His dad had saved up by picking cotton in the Alabama heat. All he had was skill and gumption. That young man was named Willie Lee Morrow. Around his California Curl Company, people used to tell the story of his father, Holly, a sharecropper, who reportedly ran bootleg whiskey on the side. Between cotton fields and underground hustle, he scraped together enough money to send his eldest son to barber college. That move alone was a gamble. The family could have used that money for something else. San Diego was not exactly friendly territory for ambitious black businessmen at the time. Some even called it the Mississippi of the West, shaped by Southern migration, but still saturated with racial barriers that did not always announce themselves out loud. But seasoned black people from the South were all too aware. When Morrow entered barber college, instructors focused almost entirely on Caucasian hair care. Techniques regarding black hair care were non-existent. He absorbed what he could, experimented, observed. By 1965, he had gathered enough knowledge to write and self-publish The Principles of Cutting and Styling Negro Hair, a textbook created because the industry refused to create one. He saw problems other people ignored. In the early 1960s, a neighbor returned from a trip to Africa with a hand-carved wooden comb. Dr. Morrow examined it closely. At that time, there was not a single comb on the American market designed specifically for black hair. People improvised. Angel food cake cutters were used instead to part hair. So Morrow began carving wooden combs in the back of his shop, modeling them after the African design. That instant, curls, it exploded. It was the California curl. And for a moment, did what he initially called tomorrow's curl, a permanent wave process designed specifically for naturally curly hair. In 1977, it was renamed the California curl. On the East Coast, many called the look the wet look. On the West Coast, it was the California curl. And for a moment, it made Willie Morrow king. The product gently relaxed tightly coiled hair into defined curls. It exploded. His company grew rapidly. At one point, he was generating roughly $10 million a year. He also pioneered the blowout, which helped make black hair easier to comb. And yet, no major unsecured line of credit from local banks. According to accounts at the time, San Diego's financial community showed hesitation. There was skepticism, a sense of covert disbelief. How could this black man build a multi-million-dollar operation without leaning on traditional banking relationships? Why was he not dependent? Racist banking practices were not always loud. Sometimes they showed up as polite refusals, as hesitation, as endless scrutiny.
So, I mean, y'all have to go back and watch this on how one black man created $10 million Jerry curl when y'all get some time. But I just wanted to highlight brothers like this. And his name was, one more time,
In cotton in the Alabama heat. All he had was skill and gumption. That young man was named Willie Lee Morrow.
Willie Lee Morrow. Black excellence, bro. And we appreciate you doing what you do. Bro, cutting hair is not an easy thing. Just cutting black hair is difficult enough with all the different types of black hair. It's difficult. So, as a former stylist, I appreciate brothers like that. And, I say a former because I never got formally trained. I've done a lot of, I actually still cut my own hair. I really don't like barbershops, bro. I like barbers. I heard that they started $100 a head now too. Have you heard that shit?
I don't fuck with barbershops, man. You can't use the same thing on me that you use on everybody. That just don't. Nah. Stop
Okay, and I respect that too. But sanitation has stepped up quite a bit, which is probably something we invented too. But that's pretty much our answer for that. So to keep it short, Clarissa Shields had a fight. Did you see any of that fight?
I haven't seen it. No.
Clarissa Shields got in a fight with an older lady. She whooped her ass. And I have highlights, but listen, she won. I think she fight this lady. Like, it used to be her her inspiration. She used to look up to this lady. She used to want to be like her, and now she beating her ass all around the motherfucking court. I mean, and it's crazy. Carissa Shields had them damn braids in, and they both had braids in. They went to work. They looked like some. They looked like they daddies in that ring. They really did. And it wasn't a pretty sight at all. I don't even know how Papoose, after that, I mean, it's the money. It's got to be the money. But then I don't see how she fucking with him. And when he take that motherfucking hat off, I'm sure she'd be like, damn, that nigga look like he be trying to shower with that hat on. At any rate, I seen that Mayweather is back in the game. He's coming out of retirement. You heard that?
Who he gonna fight?
This nigga about to fight Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao in the next 6 months.
Bread and circus. That's all.
Bread broke as hell. He done got broke out there fucking around, and he got to fight Mike Tyson on the exhibitionist fight in March.
I'm not even gonna watch that shit.
I'm like, he gonna get his ass beat.
On YouTube, I ain't gonna watch that shit.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I think I don't even know if Mike and him in the same weight class. They're in the same old class, but they ain't in the same weight class. And it's like
the same age class. Mike Tyson is way older than him.
He is. I mean, I'm pretty sure he is, but it's like they over 50 now, right?
Mike has got
65.
Is he that old?
I don't know. I thought he was only like
he's a good 60.
55.
He's a good 60.
So they both.
Floyd ain't even 50. I think I'm older than Floyd.
They both breadless right now. Brett just fought. Mike Tyson just fought for 20 mil. Anyway, so Mike Tyson and Mayweather about to fight in March. I might look at that. I don't know. But then and that's an exhibitionist fight, but then he's got a professional fight with Manny Pacquiao in September. So he might make a lot more money with that one, but it's just ridiculous how the lengths people have to go through because they don't wrangle in their spending habits. When you got money that's coming in like that, bro, don't be a goofy with your bread, bro. If you're an athlete, man, you have to spread your hustle, bro. You have to do things to make your money make money for you. That's how rich people think differently than us. I'm saying us, like a lot of people who are like middle to lower class, they don't necessarily understand that money to a rich person is just another way to make money. They don't, they value their time. You steady selling your time for money when they using the money that they make to make more money so they can use their time to do stuff like be kicking it with their family, bro. And, we'll get it, but clearly Floyd hasn't got it. With all the money he's earned in his lifetime, bro is back there about to have to box again after being retired for 9 years. So that and shit. Jim Jones. Jim Jones is doing pretty bad because him and 50 Cent into it. 50 Cent bought this man's studio now, and he rented from 50 basically, and he just got evicted on the 17th, bro. I got video of him trying to get in his motherfucking studio. It's ridiculous. You might have seen it. I don't know if I need to play it. He's been trying to kick the dough in.
Oh, that was Jim Jones?
That was Jim Jones.
That was leaning on the wall, kicking backwards?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm finna show you. So he don't believe me. So I'm finna show you so you can see it. Yeah, that shit right there. So, share my screen. Jim Jones.
You cut the lights off.
You cut the lights off. Boy, that is the brokest shit I've done seen in a long time. That is the kick of a desperate nigga right there, boy. Boy, your rap career over with.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, you're not good, nigga.
No, it's mine. My property.
It's not your property. You kicking to get in. Boy. Now you breaking and entering. Well, that look like some squatter ass shit to me, boy. I'm sorry, boy, but your ass is out of there, boy. You just fucked your whole rap career off that fast. That's showing that you can't never rap about having money no more. That nigga was balling. Now you falling. You falling off slow to the motherfucker, but you falling off, boy. And 50 has got the footage, nigga. It's over. You lost. You lost, nigga. I don't even know. After that, I don't know if anybody. Let's say you got a residency in Vegas. Don't nobody want to hear you rap there either. You just, you would be considered an elder with all them grays in your face, nigga. Now you just an older. You know what I'm saying? So I look, bro. I can't tell motherfuckers how to live. I'm just saying, like, yeah. I'm just an observer, and I'm sorry, bro. I don't think you're gonna have another album sale after that. That shit is over with. Bro, pay your motherfucking bills, man, and don't get caught on camera not being able to pay your bills and you talk to people about how much money you got. It's ridiculous. Okay, children, you in the back? Do you hear me? Anyway. That happened. And let me see. Chameleonaire has something interesting to say about his beef with 50 because he had oh no, that's what it was about. Okay, so yeah, T.I. Apparently T.I.'s got an album out that's about to drop. He did an interview on $1 Million Worth of Game, and they asked him about his issue with 50. I guess he thought that he was in the same weight class with 50. They could do like a versus battle. He was talking to 50 while he was on this, like in LA doing some kind of work. And he's like, this is how we talk. And, Gillian, they just kind of, shot him on and shit. They ain't really giving off the fact that, you know what I mean? Like, I think that we know that 50 can be conniving, but from the way, because he's got a picture of Tiny, which is T.I.'s wife. He just posted a picture as I told you to keep my name out your mouth. And Lil King then went in and started talking shit, T.I.'s son. And I don't think he really understands what's going on. He didn't see his mama. Brett didn't say nothing about the lady on the caption. He didn't make fun of her. There was a picture that's been public. So it's not a picture nobody's seen before. It's probably not the most flattering photo. I ain't even look at it. But everybody is responding to this, and 50 didn't say nothing derogatory about the man's wife. He don't play like that, but at the same time, bro, it's war. So, but T.I. told 50 that he wanted to do a versus with him, and 50 was like, oh yeah. And he said, yeah, man, I'm gonna just jump out there and you can just follow behind me. And 50 just, I guess, said okay, like, and T.I. took that to mean like, oh yeah, we got it. When he said something about it publicly, 50 didn't acknowledge the shit. And so he felt a way about that, and he disliked 50, which now makes him, I think 50 was like, okay, now you got a reason to not like me. So if we did do something, You know what I'm saying? But I seen something that I didn't know happened. I guess Chameleon there had an issue with 50 for a minute. And this is a video of the Chameleon there saying what 50 had told him after they ran into each other after that incident. And it was interesting to me, and I thought it was really cool. But a lot of people don't see beef or anything like that the same way. So let's hear what he has to say.
World.
I realized every single one of these games is really about the art of perception.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
When I was in the music industry and I was doing what I was doing, I remember one time 50 Cent had like dissed me. You know what I'm saying? And then I was thinking like, man, 50 was cool the whole time. Every time I saw him, what's wrong with him? So I was somewhere waiting for him. I was at MTV and I saw him walking in the hallway. And then I was walking, I looked, and he was about to walk past me. I grabbed him like, yo, what's up, man? Like, what are you saying all this stuff? And he looked at me, and then he grabbed me and pulled me in the room. So everybody probably thought he was going to like hurt me or something. But he was like, listen, man, you know, I threw you an alley-oop and you didn't dunk it. And I'm like, what? What you talking about? He's like, listen, man, you a cool dude. You know we cool. But I said this about you. If you would have responded and said one thing, you ain't have to curse at me. You ain't have to say nothing. You could have said 50 Cent needs to shut the hell up. And he said, if you would have said that, there's a train right now. And that train is in India. He said, you been to India? I said, yeah. He said, all right, if you go to Mumbai, India, when you get on that train and you sit on that seat, in the back of the seat, there's a newspaper. When you take that newspaper out and you look at it, you would have been on the front page of that newspaper if you would have said that back to me. Because I'm the biggest. And I was just like, man, this dude crazy. And he's like, listen, he said this quote to me that was dope. He was like, your real life starts when your rap career ends.
And that's just how how you fuck with it. And that's not traditional. You know, a lot of people think that love is supposed to look like the way you feel like it's supposed to look, but it don't always look like that, bro. And 50 was showing love when he said, you know, fuck that dude. He said, I threw you alley-oop and you did not dunk it, because apparently the comedian did not respond, which means that, you know, he didn't get none of that beef money, because beefing with 50 Cent, like Mano said, is good business. You know what I'm saying? Powerful enemies. But behind closed doors, just like lawyers, they go to lunch and it's like it's no real beef. It's just, you know, you can engineer a beef in order to make yourself more visible. You know, I might need to find me a podcaster to beef with so we can, you know, talk shit about each other, and then maybe people, you know, come with some engagement, because right now it's just like, woo. But anyway, my people, boy. Anyway, bro, that's I think that's almost everything I got for Celebrity Spotlight. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man.
If you don't understand 50 Cent's marketing strategy, you understand what I'm saying? It's beef. That's his marketing strategy. You just don't have an industry state of mind. Shameless plug. State of mind podcast coming soon.
Okay.
I'll show you all these things. I'll teach y'all all these things. I'll get y'all the game.
Right. Next up is Worldview. I haven't even said that segment in a while, but Worldview is just like it sounds. We're going to talk about some things that are going around the world. And right now, there is pandemonium in Mexico right now, right down below Texas. El Mayo was killed, which is the
Who do it?
the head of the new generation cartel.
Who do it? White Boy Hatcha.
So what now? Who did what?
Who do it? White Boy Hatcha. Remember that movie? Mark for that. Screwface.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that was that's, I mean, they out there killing shit because
who killed them?
The military.
Oh, the feds killed them.
Yeah, but they got a lot of pressure on them to do shit about the cartels in Mexico, because they're getting drugs in here, and if the president of this country, of these countries, don't do something about them being able to, you know, run amok and get drugs up here, Trump is going to come down there and do something to them. So
do you think that was?
That was not. I mean, yeah, they are in conjunction with some things going on in America as far as like you know, but this was a Mexican government issue, and so
I mean, it could have been some special forces put on Mexican outfits. I mean, you know what I mean? Just
look,
saying,
you don't
you know,
get
they always be
conspiracy
mad
on
as
us.
fuck.
I mean, that's. I mean, but it's just that's it's causing a problem that we're having, you know, and then like we're also about to get into it with Cuba, Iran.
Everybody that Trump named after Venezuela.
So that's going on out there, and that's pretty much all I got for celebrities. I mean, for worldview, because I'm really pressed for time right now. And then okay, so now, you know what? I was supposed to pull something up for Weirdo of the Week, and I got something, but it's gonna take me a second to get it because it's not in the way that it should be. So could you do me a favor and tell us more about industry state of mind while I look for this video?
Favor gonna kill you faster than a bullet. What
I
movie was that?
don't remember right off. Man.
Carlito's Way.
Okay, I'll fuck with that.
Carlito's Way. No, industry state of mind, man, it's just it's behind the scenes, man, of what people see and believe to be true production, right? So industry state of mind, you know, we gonna get into, you know, the narrative, controlling the narrative, the spin, the art of the spin, you know, anything pretty much that you see come across on the screen, I wouldn't believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, until you got to consider the source, right? And then you got to know what's really going on, you know, to know whether, back to discernment, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you know to believe it or not. So, you know, I don't know, people don't like the way I think. You know.
I mean, why do you think that is?
Is that chicken and waffles? That's chicken and waffles. You know, people don't want the truth, man. People want you to lie to them. You know, people just want to be entertained, just laugh. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants the truth. But if you want the truth, come to Industry State of Mind, and we're gonna break it down for you.
13 News starts
There
now
we go.
with breaking
You know what I'm
news.
saying?
Okay, so we got a few weirdos this week, and this is really sad because it's just irritating. And I'm really not exactly. Let me see. Okay, so on the setting, don't be a weirdo. We got a few people in I think they work at a school and a police officer involved. So let's get that done right quick. I'm sorry. Let me share my screen for y'all.
Down the wrong pipe.
Get this this part of the show. You all right?
Man, went down the wrong pipe. I choked myself, man.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Asking all that can, that believe in prayer to pray, because there are a lot of victims. There are a lot of victims.
Where's this at?
Happening right now, disturbing investigation
Alabama.
into
Oh, wow.
child sex abuse material involving several school faculty members
Damn.
and a police officer in Aliceville. This afternoon, we're hearing from city leaders and a parent on the developing situation there. And thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Brittany Decker. A large investigation by
What city is that?
We're hearing from
Let
city
me get
leaders
these
and a
guys
parent
out the
on
way right quick.
developing
Where's
situation
Pickens County?
All right, so Roger Granger.
Is that
there.
the police officer?
And thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Guy Rawlings.
and I'm Brittany Decker. A
Hold on,
large
bro.
situation
Let
there.
me just get the
Thanks for
names.
joining us at 4. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And-
All right, Lakeitha Wilkins, Communion Gary, Winston Bishop. That nigga look like a nigga named Winston. and Tavius Belgrave. Y'all all weird as fuck, first of all. So congratulations for winning our Weirdo of the Week award. You niggas is just ridiculous. But let's hear what they got going on.
School faculty members and a police officer in Aliceville. This afternoon, we're hearing from city leaders and a parent on the developing situation there. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Brittany Decker. A large investigation by multiple agencies had led to the arrest of these 5 people. District Attorney Andrew Hamlin says that those people are 3 members of Aliceville High School faculty, 1 Aliceville Elementary faculty member, and 1 Aliceville police officer. They are all facing charges connected to child sexual abuse material. So the first arrest, that came earlier this month. That's when we first told you about this. Aliceville High School math teacher Roderick Granger was arrested on multiple felony charges related to child pornography. And then later today, we learned that Letitia Watkins was arrested for possession of child porn and using position for personal gain. She's listed on the Aliceville Elementary School website as a 4th grade teacher.
Aliceville police officer Kaminian Gary was also arrested. His charges include production of child porn, child molestation, and sexual abuse. Winston Bishop, who works at Aliceville High School, was arrested for child porn and drug-related charges. And Antavius Belgrave, arrested on several charges, including indecent exposure, sexual misconduct, and distributing a private image. Belgrave is listed as an employee with Pickens County Board of Education.
Hamlin says the investigations from his office, Aliceville Police, the State Bureau of Investigation, and the Department of Homeland Security investigations led to these arrests. And Hamlin says the investigation is not over and more people could be arrested.
Let's go out to Pickens County right now. WTM 13's Lisa Crane has been speaking with several people there today.
What state is this?
She is joining us live from Aliceville Elementary School this evening. Lisa, what have you learned at this hour?
I thought that was Alabama.
Lisa Crane.
From his office, Aliceville Police, the State Bureau of Investigation, and the Department of Homeland Security investigations led to these arrests. And Hamlin says the investigation is not over and more people could be arrested.
Let's go out to Pickens County.
Yeah, Birmingham, yeah, that's Alabama, bro.
I was just there.
Right now, WTM 13's Lisa Crane has been speaking with several people there today.
She is joining us live from Aliceville Elementary School this evening.
Yeah.
Lisa, what have you learned at this hour?
Well, this is a small community, only about 2,000 residents here, and it is very tight-knit. You can see Aliceville Elementary School behind me here, the high school, the only other school in town, just less than a mile down the road here. And one thing I heard repeatedly today is just how shocking this news has been for residents. And as you mentioned, 5 people arrested, 3 work at Aliceville High School, 1 at the elementary school, and another is an Aliceville police officer. That officer is Kamion Gary, also known as Kamion Hughes. The chief tells me he's been with the department 3 or 4 years. At this point, he is on unpaid administrative leave. Now, we spoke to some parents as they were picking up their kids here at the elementary.
Yeah, that's all, man. They weird, bro. I don't even. It's annoying that we have to go through this shit. We got Epstein file shit going on. We got motherfuckers locally doing weird shit that look like me and you, and I'm not happy about that. But those were our weirdos of the week. Don't be a weirdo. And for the final segment is who got active. Now, this is probably one of my favorite segments of the show, but on who got active, I know y'all heard of Mr. Tenderism. Apparently, bro got fired when he all that thing with you heard about that? It was out there in California, Destination Smokehouse. Mr. Tenderism, the black dude, was basically like I don't know. He was being treated like a slave, but like a, what is it, like Ronald McDonald? What is he? Like a mascot of the space. You know, everybody's coming, every black person's coming to see him. And Keith Lee, I think his name is, came to do a review of the place, wanted to give him like $4,000 of cash. And they wouldn't let him give it to him because he was like, we need to get a donation to the establishment and let the establishment divvy it up how they see fit because he's just an employee. everybody thought he was a part owner of the spot. You know, everybody is seeing that he's basically key in like keeping the meat tender. And he left. He got fired, and he's relocated. He started his Instagram up a couple of days ago. And what I found interesting is that a local Houston artist by the name of Cartel Bo has decided to give bro his own restaurant. He's bought a restaurant for him. And
that's why it happened. You know, he got too big and the universe, you know, gave him his own shit. You know what I mean? It's just like Puffy getting fired from Uptown Records, bro. You know
it's crazy, bro. But
you know, gotta go. It's just like me leaving the industry, you know, as far as working for somebody else to buy my own club. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not pretty. The exit ain't pretty, but you know, it's worth it.
All right, so let's see what
industry state of mind.
The world come see this man. You know what I'm saying? It was all love. It was all cool. Let's do some collab posts. Let's do this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? You got actors, you got comedians, you got rappers, you got this, that, that whole time though. Them people over there fucking him over. Whole time he's an employee of their job, like he working there. Right. So they telling the customers who coming from all over, any donations or whatever, they gotta come through us. You can't give an employee a donation or this, that, and that. They gotta come to the company type ass shit. You know what I'm saying? They gotta do this type ass shit. Like sometimes, you know, he'll get this by and get that by because he's that big and doing that much. But you already know him because I got rap friends who's been out there and did videos with this man who've told me different stories. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm like, I'm knowing, but I've also heard stories of people trying to put him on, but he just loyal to the T. Like, nah, I'm rocking with my people. I'm rocking with my man. Like we started this together and I'm rocking with him. Little lo and behold, Tom told the story and they over. So what we gonna do? Look at him and laugh? We're gonna look at him and Sean, no, we're gonna look at him and tell you so, or we're gonna help our man who we know got the power of generational wealth, the power of really taking the black restaurant business to the next level and actually putting them in position to win to create wealth for other people. Think about the employees he finna hire. Think about, you know what I'm saying? So I went over there, got the building and gave it to him. So
shout out to this guy.
It's done.
You know,
he's done.
I mean, I'm not like, and no pun intended, but you know, you see,
I want to meet this guy.
You don't never really see me holding money too much. And because one thing I got from Jay-Z, if you can see it and you can hold it, then what is it? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit
he got that from James Brown.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit be the same money you've been holding on to for a year or so, probably damn near. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn, it's like, okay, you got to be able to spend this shit. And then when you spend this shit, you got to be able to spend it in a position to put your people on around you, okay? If you spend it to buy a chain, you spend it to buy cars, then you just in the way. You know what I'm saying? You just profiting off of the bullshit you talking about. But if you spending it and you buying businesses, you buying real estate, you buying companies, you buying things to put your people around you in a position to create wealth. You know what I'm saying? You putting people in a position to be able to take care of their business, take care of their family, pay their bills. Now you doing something. Now you a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between just getting money and being a real nigga. We got a bunch of getting money. There's a bunch of snitches getting money. You know what I'm saying? Getting money is the easy part. I've been in the streets all my life. I ain't never met nobody in the streets that just never made no money. Right. Like you been in the streets forever, you ain't made no money. You ain't hit for a bag one time. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about that.
So this is my question. So okay, because he still got to live, right? He's relocating from California. He's coming to Houston. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does all of that?
Whatever got to be done. I mean, I put him in the spot. Whatever we got to do. At the end of the day, we know what we know what we dealing with.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. That's a real one right there, bro. So that's pretty much all I got for today on the show, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all going to y'all prospective spaces. I hope y'all have peace, and we'll see y'all next time, man. But that's all. It's Jamerson Ballard signing off. Madison, you got anything you want to say before we go?
Industry state of mind, man. Y'all be watching for it. Here it comes.
Man, y'all have a great one.
We the city.